Hey everybody, Andre Hooks, Real Talk Realtor over here at Gateway Home Services. Want to say thank you for joining us for our first session of Home Buyer Basics. We're going to talk about today, excuse me, my lips are dry. We're going to talk about today step one, which is purchasing a home, finding out what you can afford to do. I understand that for a lot of us, finding out what you can afford to do could be painful. But I got to ask you a question. And the question is this: do you like window shopping? And when I say that, the reason I'm asking that is, if you're like me, nothing is more irritating than going out somewhere and just not having the money to participate in the things you want to participate, whether it be buying something to eat, as far as, clothes, shoes, things, food, go to the movies, whatever it may be. Window shopping is going out and looking at a bunch of stuff you just can't get for whatever reason. And so I bring that up because a lot of our customers are out in the streets looking at homes for sale, but don't have any idea what they can afford to do. And so what I wanted to do was kind of talk about how and why you should find out what you can afford to do first. And so step one, I really strongly believe in purchasing a home, is finding out what you can afford to do. And what I mean by that is this: take the time to look at credit, look at income, look at debt, talk to a lender, and find out what you can afford to do. Establish your buying power. If you can purchase something for 260 or 300 or 350 or 400 or 600 or $1 million, wouldn't you like to know up front before you go out in the streets and spend? I mean, listen, gas costs a lot of money. Before you go through 3 or 4 tanks of fuel, running around looking at stuff, wouldn't you like to know if you can afford to purchase something? So step one, find out what you can afford to do. Talking to a lender, talking to a real estate person like myself shouldn't cost you anything. And you can find out what you can afford to do very, very quickly. Now, I want you to understand a couple things in the qualifying piece. No matter what your real estate person tells you, and they will take your debts, they will take your income, they will look at credit, and they will give you this figure, this number, this approximation of what you can afford to do. And it's pretty good. And they can say you qualify for $350,000. And you need to put down a certain amount of money, whatever that may be. And your monthly payment is going to be this amount of money. In this, for our, discussion, let's call it, you have a payment of $2,500 a month to pay against this debt. So that means you can buy this house for $350. You're going to put down whatever they told you to put down. In this case, probably 5 or 10%, which could be, anywhere between $15,000 and $30,000. And your payment's going to be $2,500 a month. Now, there's a couple of things you got to look at. Now, before we go into that, I want you to understand, you don't have to put down 5 or 10%. Okay, just to be honest with you, there are programs right now where you can get in for 1% of your own money. That's $3,500, folks, which is pretty much what you'd pay to rent someplace, right? As far as first month's rent and deposit. But let's not get off task. So you got this payment of $2,500 a month. Now, here's how the lender looks at your scenario to determine if that payment fits. Your lender, like I said, looks at credit. They look at income that you have coming in, and they look at debts. And when I mean they look at debts, they look at anything you pay as far as a credit obligation, and they assign a number to that. So I want you to think about something. For every $100 a month you pay in monthly payment on anything credit-wise, jewelry, car payments, credit cards, finger HUD accounts, anything that reports on your credit, for every $100 you pay in monthly payment, that reduces your ability to purchase by $10,000. So I want you to be clear. Every $100 in revolving debt or credit debt you pay is $10,000 in buying power. So if you can afford $350,000 of purchase price, right? And now somewhere some debt comes up that you didn't disclose in the beginning, and the lender says, hey, wait a minute, you got this $100 worth of monthly payment to eBay to Best Buy for this laptop, the lender now takes that $100 and they say it's $10,000 less because they run numbers to make sure that they're protected to loan you money. So now instead of 350, you can qualify for 340. Make sense? So that's what that is. So you got to understand your debt obligations and how the lender looks at it. The next thing I want you to do, and not a lot of people will talk about this, is I want you to take what the payment is based on what they say you can afford, and I want you to plug it into your life based on how you actually spend your money and see if that payment fits your personal financial picture. And what I mean by that is this: we all spend our money how we spend our money. I'm a firm believer, though, and again, don't get me wrong, I want you to buy a home. We want to help you do that. But we're also firm believers in, hey, if buying a home means that you cannot go out and spend fun time with your family on a semi-regular basis, if you can't afford to take your family out and buy a cheeseburger and French fry or go to a movie once or twice a month, then it's not a good idea to buy a home that constricts your finances that tightly. And I know that that's kind of counterintuitive to what a lot of people would suggest, because a lot of people would say, hey, you know what, listen, sometimes you got to make a sacrifice. And I agree with that. I totally agree with that. However, I also understand, being a realist, that, hey, you know what, you can't just be 24/7 all the time. Sometimes you need time to take a breath and smell the flowers sometimes. And so if your finances are constricted so much that you can't enjoy life, buying a home is not going to add to the happiness. Trust me, after a month or two, you'll hate your home. If your home takes up all your money, you'll hate your home. So let's just be conscious of that. So we're looking at two qualifying pieces here: what the lender and the agent say you qualify for, and how you spend your money. Now, if those two match, then go for it. If there's a difference in those two, then let's have a discussion about that and why, to see if there's a way to make it work, or if we can get you a little bit of what you want in a home for a little bit cheaper price. You may not be able to get everything, but we're advocating finding out what you can afford to do is step one. You take your income, your debts, your credit, let us help you out. Most lenders do it for free. We do it for free here at Gateway. Real Talk Realtor, we always bring people to the table who work basically for free. In other words, their only hope is that you do business with them in the future. So give us a shout out. Let us know what we can do. You can always contact us, 951-599-8255. You can leave a comment below, and we'll put our email and contact information in there below. By the way, remember earlier I said there's down payment assistance money out there. We'll put the link in the description below also with the site for the down payment assistance. Okay, so remember, step one, find out what you can afford to do. Let us know what we can do to help. Talk to you soon about the next step after you find out what you can do. Talk to you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.